Hey guys, so as long as everything goes according to plan, this should be the last week of our soft hiatus. I could be wrong, but if it isn't, it'll say in the description below. But let's hope it is, because I've waited long enough, and I've waited even longer than you guys, because we shot that last episode with Missy. Oh, so far, weeks, over a month before you guys even got to see it. So, if everything goes according to plan, we are going to be back next week. And if it's not going according to plan, you will see that in the description below. But for now, for the sake of the video and the fact that I shot this weeks prior to when you're seeing it, please enjoy what I believe and hope to be the last, for now, Supernatural special. And now, let's watch Haunted Hollywood.
Maybe the spirits are trying to shut down the movie because they think it sucks.
Ghosts
this episode.
in places where people are put under great stress. They also come in places where people face great failure and great tragedy. And of course, Hollywood has more than enough of both.
The majority of people that want to be a movie star don't make it. Some of them have really interesting stories, and we latch on to those.
You're the beauty queen in Indiana, and you're gonna go step off the bus to be a movie star, and you're gonna end up jumping your death off.
All feel that way.
Peg Entwistle, who is probably the poster child
The
for
woman in
Broke's
white.
Dreams, was a stage actor from New York, and decided she had nothing to lose by coming to Hollywood, and maybe she could be a star. Well, her first film flopped terribly with the preview audience.
And then finally, in desperation, one night,
Hollywood
her
sign
home
jump.
overlooked the Hollywood Hills, and she saw the sign, Hollywood Land, which is what it read back then.
Eek.
She climbed up that hill, climbed up the letter H, stood at the top in the bright lights, jumped to her death.
After she read that
In fact,
article.
remarkably, her suicide gave her more publicity than she ever had achieved in life.
It becomes a ghost story because there are sightings of her around the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
And then you also have sightings by hikers
Yeah.
up in the Hollywood Hills.
Yep.
Wait,
Heard all about her. Woman in white. I just love that.
3 minute a
They
baby all
touched
over
on
again.
that.
There's a scene in the movie where people say that the camera caught a ghost on film. Apparently in the background of one of the scenes, there was this boy that nobody remembers from set. Spirit photography.
Every Hollywood studio, bar none, is
So
haunted.
creepy.
I've been to a number of studios, and yes, they all have ghosts.
As far as haunted
Wow.
studios, you have Universal, which of course was famous for making all the Universal monster films, and Lon Chaney Sr. worked there. And on the stage where he did Phantom of the Opera, that is probably the most haunted stage in Hollywood.
Rumors of a haunted film set, free publicity, especially when you're making a horror movie. I mean, it's already all over the internet.
Yeah, we know.
The people who've seen the ghost on Soundstage 28 see Lon Chaney dressed in his makeup. You know, his mask and his hat and a black outfit. Now, ghosts as a rule don't wear things like that. They're more normal. So I always debated, why would he appear on that soundstage in that costume? And evidently, from what I've gathered, Lon Chaney ordered an electrician to go up and adjust the lights on catwalks. Well, the electrician fell to his death, crashed, broke his neck. Now, I think the reason
My goodness.
Lon Chaney is there is guilt. He made a mistake and someone died over it. And now he's there to warn people, to keep the safety procedures up, warn them not to take a risk and have another tragedy like what happened during the filming of that particular piece.
Working on a movie like this?
It's quite a theory.
Crap's bound to happen. Frankie thinks the stage is haunted. Like, for real.
All I'm saying is,
They always have these
I get
actors
done, and I get out of here.
who are always a little.
You know, those are really
overkill.
rich stories, and those are really rich emotions that people really relate to. And so, ghost stories are always told about people with unfinished business, people, you know, who have something that they're, you know, forlorn about, despondent about. And Hollywood just has more of that than most places.
There's some truth to that. I remember, then they were like, wow, that was so good. And we finally did it. Yes. That was one of my many favorites because a lot of the legends built into that is something that I've learned a lot about prior to moving here and also after moving here. There's so many people who know about like the hauntings that took place at Cielo Drive because of the Manson murders, the woman in white, La Llorona, I think is how you pronounce the name. Some people associate La Llorona with the woman in white, so I'm not really sure how that all works. But yeah, Los Angeles, Hollywood, all of that, it is very much haunted. There are so many sightings and so many eyewitnesses to so many creepy, weird things that happen. And I mean, being this place, you would assume that a lot of it's made up because people do like to get attention here. But there's a lot of spooky things and a lot of horrifying things that have also happened here. So when he says that he believes every studio is haunted, I actually kind of believe that. It's really weird, right? How the show spends so much time doing episodes on things that kind of already have a story built around them. It's not like a lot of other shows out there. And yet they make it a cohesive story that makes sense and kind of follows rules better than I think any show ever has. And I've talked about this with Missy a lot, but like this show's really impressive where it finds its material and it keeps impressing me with the amount of intricate research and like following the rules. And like, that's like one of my biggest things about like good storytelling is like, if you can't follow your own rules, then nothing means anything. And yeah, so for me, this is one of the best written shows because it really truly follows its own rules. It does take some creative liberties, but it makes it work in such a fun, fascinating way. So anyway, these specials were great. If I'm doing another one next week, you'll probably see me looking very different by then because this was spaced out so we could continue to build up more content for the upcoming months and so on. Hopefully you'll see me and Missy next week. And thank you so much again, guys, for hanging out and doing all of these with me. I hope that you've enjoyed them as much as I have. And dear God, I'm so ready. I'm so ready to move forward in the Supernatural Season 4 with where we left off. It's been a rough time for all of us. Feel free to leave your comments about what you've done in this time in quarantine. Who knows, maybe by the time this video actually is released, we're not in quarantine anymore. I have a feeling we will be. But needless to say, it's been honestly super naturally.
Oh my goodness.
What an episode!
I don't know if I can take much more.
But you're gonna have to because there's so many more seasons and you're gonna have to like, subscribe, and stay notified by clicking that bell and
support us so we can keep making these things for another 15 years right over at patreon.com/fantheorytv or click on that